Welcome everyone to the first round. The round of 64 from the Sun Belt. Number 2, James Madison taking on 15 seed Southern Indiana from the Ohio Valley. Winner will go to the second round with a date with number 7 A&M or number 10 Robert Morris. Welcome to the CCS Season 5 Championship presented by the Collegiate Conference Series. I'm joined by Jonas. Jonas, it's time to dance. The tournament kicks off right now. It really should be. I mean, again, both of our brackets had JMU advancing pretty easily, but, for Southern Indiana, your 15 seed coming in as a at-large. You barely just lost in that conference tournament title game to Southeast Missouri State. But now, how do you attack JMU, Jonas, if you're Southern Indiana? Got him.
Up against one of those tough teams, it's tough to try and catch them by surprise. That's what you got to get going early.
Yeah, you do got to get going early. Okay, you are live now. Got you unmuted. I forgot to click on the thing, but there we go. We're good. We're back and ready to roll now. Is number 2 JMU taking on 15 Southern Indiana. And Jonas, it's been a long build up to the CCS Season 5 Championships, and we just posted on Twitter at all bracket submissions. Only one team was picked to go to the Final Four in every single submission. That was Akron Gold, only team in the Final Four in every single bracket prediction. But nonetheless, I mean, JMU predicting to go as far as the Final Four in a couple brackets and the Elite Eight losing to Missouri and the rest of the community predictions. But it starts off here with 15 seed Southern Indiana for James Madison's road to the Final Four.
Yeah, I mean, I think James Madison is a team that a lot of people are predicting to at least get to the round of 16. So that's, at least winning their first 2 matches, maybe dropping the third, maybe the fourth. I think that's where a lot of people have them getting out. Obviously, there's Mizzou in this bracket. I believe Mizzou was picked by about 7.4% of brackets, right, to win the whole thing, and they're another very solid 1 seed. And again, the statistically best region here in this tournament. James Madison, they're going to be looking to go up against them later on, but of course, you got to start with your first game. It's single elimination. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Last season, all 2 seeds were perfect in round 1. There were no scares. And for the 2 line, the 1 seeds had a couple of scares in the first round as Florida Gulf Coast took 1 seed Indiana to game 6 last season. But the 2 seeds were fairly dominant in last year's first round. We'll see if that continues this season, as tomorrow night we'll have number 1 Missouri taking on 16 seed Stephen F. Austin at 11 Eastern. It'll be live with me and Jonas tomorrow night at 11 o'clock. But, back to our game here, Jonas. I mean, if you're Southern Indiana, you're coming off a conference tournament championship loss to Southeast Missouri State, who was a bid stealer, but probably would have been Winthrop's way in had SEMO lost. But unfortunately, that knocked out Winthrop from the field from the Big South. But, if you're playing JMU, again, you got to deal pitching. You have to shut him down early. You can't let him get started. That's your number 1, key to victory if you're the Screaming Eagles here. But it's going to be a long battle for Southern Indiana. It could be a very long afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, James Madison, they've always been a strong team. They really have. They've always had a great program over there. And, last season they made it through round 1, got eliminated in round 2 by Purdue. That's a very tough round 2 draw. But now that they do have Pigeon, they're going to be looking a lot more scary. I mean, we've already seen it being demonstrated. We're expecting this team to go far. I mean, a lot of people are. The Screaming Eagles, they did get their bid stolen, but they did enough. They stayed perfectly undefeated before that conference tournament championship loss. They had won every single match before that. That's why they still snuck in. But going toe-to-toe with the teams like JMU to start, it's never an easy pull.
Never easy at all. We're just waiting on JMU to hop into the lobby here. Again, shutting down pitching is difficult. We haven't really been able to see a lot of teams do it effectively outside of maybe Louisiana earlier on in that conference tournament championship game a couple weeks ago. But now you're in the tournament. It's win or go home, do or die. It's single elimination. So again, $500 on the line here throughout this weekend, next weekend, with the round of 32 kicking off Friday, April 25th. Through the weekend there, we'll have a single crowned champion. We posted earlier, Jonas, 64 teams, all with unique stories. Only one will result in destiny.
Yeah, there can only be one winner, and obviously last season it was Akron. I mean, Akron Gold, those guys are always so dominant. They're looking to go back to back. I believe they're the favorites in the tournament again. I think what was it, 63% of all bracket submissions had Akron winning. We'll see if anyone's going to be able to spoil that. That's kind of the big question, one of the bigger storylines to fall. But James Madison is a team that, you know, it could go on a huge run. Obviously, you know, we've been talking a lot about Pigeon, but Gad and Ability both there, and they have been a great trio all around, and they have done heaps so far this season. We did see a little bit of weakness in that conference tournament championship versus Louisiana. We did see the Rage and Cajuns fight very well. JMU still got the victory, but there was a little bit of weakness there.
Yeah, there was a little bit, but you know, Louisiana's a difficult team to play against. They're a 5 seed for a reason. They're a good team.
Yeah.
A lot of people have Louisiana knocking out Wichita State in round 2, so you know they're no slouch. And JMU saw that at full force in that Sun Belt tournament final. But now, you know, you don't have to worry about those Sun Belt teams anymore. Now you get to play against anybody you're up against in the tournament. It's win or go home from round 1. They know that. They know not to overlook anybody, Jonas. And it's, again, you know, you have to win to stay alive and move on to the next round.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see who can do it. I mean, James Madison, we're gonna preach it. They have done a lot. We are expecting them to win this one. Southern Indiana, this is gonna be another shot for them. I mean, this is easily the most difficult team they've played in CCS. Obviously, being a new team in CCS, this being their first season here with us in the Collegiate Conference Series, they have their work cut out for them. They have to know it as well.
Now, JMU's played in the last 2 tournaments, and how much does experience play to this for JMU compared to Southern Indiana, which is this is their first dance? So how does the experience factor play level to this series?
I think it plays a lot. I mean, you know, that's the thing about a single elimination tournament is, you know, you slip up once, you're done. Those stable teams, those are going to be the favorite teams. You know, you have those teams with high ceilings, but if they can't stay consistent enough, one bad game is an upset. One bad game is elimination. They go home. You always got to be on the lookout for these upsets. Unfortunately, this season, not a lot were predicted, but, you know, it's always great when the unpredictable happens.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a lot of chalk in the first round, unfortunately. But, you know, what fun is it to start off a tournament with an upset like this? I mean, this would be absolutely insane. If the Screagles pull this one off, I think Twitter would go nuts. But we'll have to wait and see how things go. The players, though, Jonas, are ready to roll for round 1. Let's get down to the field. The tournament officially ready to kick off right now.
Yeah, it really would be insane. I think James Madison are going to be able to take care of business, but Southern Indiana, they're here for a reason. That's the biggest thing you need to remember. They're not here because of an AQ. They were here because they were able to do enough. Now, getting things underway, round 1 of the CCS Season 5 National Championship Tournament. We're underway.
South Region, round is 64. We're underway in round 1, and Jonas, it's going to be a long week here and next weekend. We're so excited to get this tournament kicked off again for a 5th straight semester. We're excited to see what happens, and hopefully we have some cool storylines to build along the way. But, you know, right now, JMU, a team predicting to go as far as the Final Four. We'll see if their run can get off to a great start here.
Yeah, I mean, we know that James Madison, we're expecting them to go a long ways. How far they can really get, that's the big question. People had them getting to the Final Four, getting to the national championship. That's a bit tougher, but Gad, with plays like this, you might just reach it.
And Dad's going to find the opener here. Just 4:21 to play. And James Madison, you can't let this offense get off to a good start, or else it's going to be a long afternoon. But the Screagles conceded early. Not a great start.
Yeah, just a beautiful flip reset shot there, left side. Not much more you needed to do. An early one. The Screagles are going to respond. Jonah double reset, no bump. Gad able to sneak it away. Have seen some early pressure from Southern Indiana. Definitely not looking to give the Duke space.
We'll see how this 15 seed Southern Indiana can attack tonight. It's going to be a big factor pitching off the ceiling, trying to get the finish. It's denied by Parks, and we'll keep pitching off the board for now. A great start defensively.
Yeah, that's a big save there. You need to be able to shut down those high-level attacks, but now we need to see if the Screagles can be able to answer on offense? That's another big question needs to be answered. Gad gets beat by Jonah as the open net. Good that it is. It's 1-1.
And the Strigels on the board, 3:38 to go, almost a minute later. Finds Southern Indiana back to equilibrium, 1-1. The 15th seed has life in game one.
Yeah, USI on the board for the first time. That's obviously just a huge stepping stone as a 15 seed versus a 2 seed. Just getting that first one, trying to open up those floodgates and try and pick up as many more as you can get.
Good morale booster too, to get that first goal early on in game one, to realize, hey, we can score, we can compete, tooth and nail with number 2 JMU. And I think JMU now is seeing that they're gonna have to play their offense through Pigeon and Gad like they've done in recent past in the tournament, in the Sun Belt tournament. But in the national tournaments, it's an all new level in playing field. So you have to adapt game in and game out. I think they know that, and it's gonna be a long night, I think, for both teams.
Yeah, you really do. I mean, there's not a ton of time, as always, to adapt, but you got to be ready. Again, it's single elimination. You make that one mistake, you have one bad night, your season's over.
That it is. And it would bust every single bracket submitted here in the first game of the tournaments. JMU is picked in 100% of brackets, so if they get upsetted, every bracket is busted.
Well, I mean, I can't think of another better reason than that, but Gad, he's looking to put this team on top. He's gotten a lot of time and space on the midfield, and what a reset double and the dunk cherry on top.
Parks almost had the goal line saved, 2:40 to go, and the Dukes back on top by 1, just north of the halfway point of game one. And it's been a rolling offensive start for JMU, and it's been fun to watch.
Yeah, it really has, and Gad has been the player to watch so far here in game one. He's eyeing up another reset. Good scoop. Is anyone there to finish it off? Ability is another one on the board for JMU.
The Dukes lead by 2, 3:25 to go, and Gad is getting this offense started. He's taking over here in game one early on.
Yeah, USI, they've just been giving him a little bit too much space here in this series opener. We've just been able to see him collect a lot of possession in open space, and he's able to take it up high with no real early challenges. We've seen him get 3 of those quick resets and be able to move from them. Now Pigeon far side, no dunk here. Spacey will seal it away, but the Duke's starting to get heated up, and that's got to be threatening if you're a Strigels fan.
A little bit. Still 2 minutes to go, though. Just 2 goal difference. Jonah bumped off a good look there from the corner, but JMU right back into the offensive transition. Parks, though, punt that one wide right. It's 2 minutes to play. Jonas, what are your thoughts 3 minutes through this one?
I mean, I like the first counter goal from Southern Indiana. I like how they're trying to pressure James Madison. They just got to keep that pace up. I think that's the big thing. They're going to have a chance if they limit time and space. But you can see Gad having a little bit there, Spacey. Will time up the challenge well. Pigeon able to get one touch, no immediate challenge into the backboard. You can see how stressed the defense looks when there's not those early challenges. Now Pigeon taking time, forces 2 to go. The whole defense is panicked from USA, but they still escape.
And again, JMU's offense right now playing through Gad and Pigeon in the backfield. It's been, that 1-2 punch. It's done a lot of damage this season. They're hoping that it can do some damage in the tournament as well. Ability's had great defense throughout the course of tonight as well, and it's been, a great start. But you got to go finish the fight. You're 4 minutes in. The last minute also has to be good.
They really do. Gad trying to start up another attack there. Will be shut down eventually. Jonah goes right by. It'll fall to Pigeon. Good jump here from Parks. Pigeon goes under. Reset ground pinch. Saved by Spacey. What a stop there.
Big stop for the Southern Indiana defense, but 40 seconds is not a lot of time to strike twice against a very poised JMU defense. Now pitching off the ceiling, trying for a double, couldn't connect it. Spacey will cover that one wide right, 30 to play, and the Strigels need some hope here.
Yeah, ultimately, JMU know all they need to do now is stall these final 20 seconds, secure this first game. That's a good demo from Jonah. Parks looking to go low. Pigeon does shut it down. It'll fall to Jonah. No Spacey. A little bit too much heat on the back pass. Clear will go upfield momentarily, but Gad over to Pigeon. No redirect, but too much time ticking off the clock. A little bit more keep away, and that'll do it. Here in game number 1, James Madison find the first win of the tourney.
3-1 the final. The Dukes 1-0 over Southern Indiana here in round 1. The first game goes to James Madison. Not a bad first 5 minutes for Southern Indiana.
100%. I mean, they were able to get that first one. They had a tie game even after JMU got the first goal, but Gad was the player to watch, going 2 for 3, assisting the third goal and picking up 2 out of the 3 saves. He was all over the place to start.
And he wasn't. I mean, Pigeon had a couple of looks off the ceiling, and he had a look about 2 minutes in. They got denied by Spacey, so he's already showing his prowess early, and the Freegles are going to deal with it all night. They're going to find a way to break through the pressure and find a way to sustain offense.
Yeah, they really will. But I did like the adaptation from USI. Unfortunately, we just saw them looking a little bit tense at times. Now Pigeon has gone AFK. Here's a good look for Jonah. He'll turn it in.
The Screagles 18 seconds in get over Gat there, and Spacey finds a bump ability, so simple backflip and whip there. Jonah banks it in 18 seconds into the game. It's a 1-0 Screagle lead.
Yeah, I don't know if we saw a DC there from Pigeon. He's back and moving. Might have just been a controller issue. You never really know. That being said, right back into it are the Dukes, now trailing for the first time. USI have their first lead. Let's see if they can hold it. Ability there at the midfield. He powers it through from Pigeon. It's back 1-1.
That lead didn't last very long, just 31 seconds into the game, and it's a quick responsibility. Finds the first of game 2, and it's been a fast start.
Yeah, it really has been. I mean, Southern Indiana, they had to feel good to get that one, even if it maybe wasn't the way they wanted. They were still able to find the first, but James Madison wasting absolutely no time, taking that lead away from him now. We'll have to see what the Screagles are able to develop on offense. We haven't really seen their offense turn in too much themselves, Nation. Obviously, we had the first goal off of what looked like a DC from Pigeon. They were still able to force their way through, but then the counterattack goal as well back in game number 1. We haven't seen their offense really develop and take advantage of an attack.
I don't know, but Parks off a give and go couldn't turn that one in, and the first minute JMU's already kind of reestablished himself offensively, and the defense, Pigeon, DC, they still had 2 defenders in the net that got beat, so you can't credit the whole goal to that one disconnection. But 3:40 to play. Southern Indiana got to remain poised. Their offense has to sustain itself in the offensive zone. That's the first, note here to play for Southern Indy, trying to find goals where you can, create opportunities to, catch off the JMU defense, because you're not going to catch them out very often.
Yeah, a great point at that. I mean, this team just seems to be so quick, as they always have been, and always threat ability. Lower reset. Pigeon looking for a bumper or a touch. Got neither. Gad looking to force his way through the corner. Jonah, nice securing of possession there, but Pigeon will just rip it back away. And you can see the Dukes just trying to limit USI into their own half. Now a lot of pressure here. Can anyone take advantage? No one closes second. Gad a good 50, but Spacey will take it away.
Freeman Eagles will hold out there defensively. 2:50 to play in game 2, and JMU again. They're picked 100% to win this round, so they're again heavy favorites. But as an underdog, you have to play one step up, and we're not seeing that quite yet here.
Yeah, I think they're starting good, Nation. They're still staying close. Obviously, for everyone to unanimously say that James Madison is predicted to win this game, that's not easy to overcome. But we're halfway through this one. It's tied up, and now USI has a lead.
Spacey gets a nice pass to midfield from Parks there, able to catch out the defense off guard. Gad had 0 coming down, and Pigeon a little bit too far to the left there to make a save. But just after halfway point, I mean, again, the Screagles back in front for a second time. Hopefully for them, this lead lasts longer than 10 seconds.
We'll have to see. That's a good challenge from Parks. Can he ground pitch this one away? It's on target. Not enough speed ability. Trying to work his way through a counter. Gets by Jonah momentarily. Gad next in line. Top shelf shot. Bar down. Somehow saved away by Parks.
Huge save for the defense there. Jonah comes away with it. I think they got some help from ability there to keep that ball out. He was coming out of the net. He made a contact and forced it to out of the goalpost, but play continues. 1:50 to go. They'll thank their lucky stars. They got some help from ability.
Yeah, that was very, very narrow margin, but Screaming Eagles have their lead for a little bit longer. Pigeon looking to get right back into it. Trying to glue this ball. Last touch is good. Pigeon ties it right back up for JMU, and that lead didn't last long enough.
Not at all. It did not last as long as I needed it to. 134, though, we're back to level. 2-all with 100, or just south of 100 seconds left.
Yeah, we know that Southern Indiana can turn in more off the kickoff. Here's a good look. Jonah will make it 3-2 the lead. Right back with the Screaming Eagles. They've done a great job responding.
I think that's the second or third kickoff goal tonight now. Jonah off a third, though. 91 to play. And the Screagles fighting.
Yeah, that one was just the perfect cheat up. There's not much more that needs to be said. Now Parks will miss the kickoff, and Gad turns in the equalizer, and that is brutal.
Well, that lead lasted 2 seconds that time, and another equalizer off a kickoff, and that goal now no good for Southern Indiana, as it didn't really do much. 3-all, 129 to go.
Yeah, Gad picking up his third goal of the night already with that one. Now trying to cook up a fourth. Parks will clear downfield. Pigeon should have just fine. Off his own back wall, getting challenged well by Spacey, trying to reach him. Can't make contact. Pigeon, late reset. No, it's Gad who puts it top shelf. JMU out in front.
112. And Pigeon from full field gets some help from Gad to re-extend the lead for the Dukes in 72 seconds left. And James Madison coming from behind, able to reestablish the lead.
Yeah, all eyes were on Pigeon up high, and then Gad on the ground just swept through. And now an own goal from Spacey. It was a huge kickoff win for Pigeon, and it looked like it was a fake attempt. Jonah turned away. Pigeon did not care, and Spacey puts it away on the goal line.
Well, the Dukes back to their largest lead of the night, and we're now it just feels like we're trading kickoff goals back and forth. No team can go longer than like 15 seconds without scoring.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, this has felt like almost a giveaway by Southern Indiana. I mean, They were leading this one, then we just saw the missed kickoff. We saw a great play down the field from JMU to make it 4-3 to take the lead, and then that last one was just another big kickoff mistake from the Screagles, and now they're down by 2 with 40 seconds left. Not easy to come back from. Spacey is going to have to take this one all the way back. That removes so much time off the clock.
And this feels like one that got away for Southern Indy, and I think, they realized that. Now they can make the adjustments. Down 0-2 and going into game 3. Unless you can get some miracle magic here to happen, but it's not looking all that likely. We 20 to play. The Dukes in complete control. Gap makes it 6-3.
Oh, and that is just bully ball from Pigeon. He flips off this ball, immediately heads for the bump, and he just glues Parks to his front bumper. He had nowhere to go.
19 seconds, the largest lead of the night now at 3 for the Dukes here. And Jonas, again, like I said, it feels like this got away from Southern Indiana. That's the first negative here for the Screaming Eagles. I think they, at this point, need to find a way to adapt, because their offense is at least somewhat sustainable, but their defense has been beat out a couple of times. I think they got to lock in defensively. They're going to have a chance here.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we saw some great saves back in game number 1, but here in game 2, as it concludes 6-3 for the Dukes, their defense it wasn't good enough. It strictly wasn't. We saw a lot of mistakes. The kickoffs obviously killed them. We saw a 4-goal swing there for JMU. They had 4 in a row. We're down 2-3, and they win 6-3.
Yeah, I mean, talk about the poise of JMU though. They've got so many elite players that can battle back out of bad situations and turn them into positive situations. So they're getting a restart for Southern Indiana really fast, as some lag is going on for one of the players, it looks like. But for me, Jonas, I think it's not about what JMU's done. I think it's more about what Southern Indiana has done, because they've played good offense. Their defense is great at times, but it's not consistent, and that's the problem. If they can fix the defense, I think there might be a chance to get a game or two. If not, extend it to 7.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, we've already preached how consistency is key in this kind of tournament. I mean, single elimination, you make one mistake, you have one bad night, and you are out. So those more consistent teams are going to thrive in this kind of environment. And James Madison have proved themselves to be one of those teams in Southern Indiana. They're still a little bit unproven. Obviously, they look consistent throughout the majority of this season. They dropped the Game 7 conference tournament final to Southeast Missouri State, and that was that moment of inconsistency. We really saw it, and now we're seeing it again here tonight, and James Madison taking full advantage. I mean, we've seen Gad start going crazy. I mean, he's got 5 goals in 2 games. Pigeon has obviously been a great piece of the offense. Ability's kind of been everywhere he needs to be. This Dukes team is looking threatening as we expected. It's up to Southern Indiana to rise to the occasion.
Absolutely agree. And I think, if this continues, James Madison will move on and they'll get the winner of number 7, Texas A&M, or number 10, Robert Morris, who's picked as a good upset pick in the South Regional first round. But they'll worry about them later. Right now, they still got to get through this Southern Indiana team, who, again, is 2 games away from elimination. But we all know that, if things can turn here, anything can happen. So this is the game you want to win if you are Southern Indiana.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that 7-10 matchup right on the other side of this match, that's going to be another fun one to see. Again, Texas A&M versus Robert Morris. A&M as the 7, RMU as the 10. Winner of this one will play the winner of that one. It should be a very good matchup regardless. I mean, James Madison, that's where they will be. They'll be tested there for sure if they're able to close out this series. But that being said, we are just waiting on James Madison to get back in. Parks was the one who restarted his PC. There we go. They're all 3 back in. They just wanted to stay hot, stay in free play. But now they're back. Game number 3 set to go.
Well, this is a must-win, although there have been 2 reverses in tournament history, but both were not from a 15-over-2. So we'll see if we get some magic here. But Game 3's underway. This is a must-win for the Screaming Eagles.
Yeah, it really is. You don't want to be down 0-3 versus teams like James Madison. I mean, as you mentioned, we've seen reverse sweeps. We've seen reverse sweeps in this tournament before, but not like this.
We got it last season twice, both in the first round and this week's 16. From Akron over ETSU in the 3rd round, and then California to South Carolina in round 1. But now this would be the biggest upset in CCS history if it's pulled off, as we did not have a 15-over-2 last season. We did have a 14-over-3 though.
Yeah, that was still a crazy upset, but Parks will get on the board. That PC restart proving to do well here, as Spacey just got himself a good 50. Pigeon had himself a tough read.
Yeah, Pigeon again, full booster to make that save, and didn't make the proper read. 4:21 to go. We'll see if this lead can hold for a Screaming Eagles victory.
Well, we saw them get the first goal last game, and then things kind of fell apart late. Did see a miss there from Spacey. Gad, good first touch ability, was off the back wall trying to get something to come his way. Pigeon will be first in rotation. Now Spacey looking for Jonah off the backboard shot. Low, saved by Ability, and Pigeon now Ability cuts his way out, gets to the midfield before losing possession. But what a stop by JMU.
Almost a 2-0 lead for the Screaming Eagles, with a big defensive stand for the Dukes. And again, we've seen that time and time again. We know how their defense has been very difficult to break, and they get a full taste of that right here in round 1, Jonas.
That was a big save from Jonah as well. Now Gad right back into rotation, snaps it over. He's looking for Ability. He finds him. Ability puts it top left. We're all tied up again.
The Dukes fast to respond, not even 45 seconds later. And the Dukes 1-1 back at equilibrium with Southern Indiana.
I mean, that's just great vision across the field from Gad, not to mention the swift turn from Ability through the corner. And, that's one of those passes that doesn't look all too threatening. It's just a ball going slowly across the midfield. You have guys there, but then that one swift rotation from a guy in the court in sunlight, it's top left in the back of your net.
Big boys defensively. I mean, again, can't let those passes get across open space in midfield first of all. And Jonah trying to get a beaten will, but Gad still left in the backfield will make the save, and a double from Spacey broken up as well. And the Screaming Eagles trying to remain in purple territory for now, 2 minutes into Game 3. And what's gone wrong in your mind for Southern Indiana tonight?
Ultimately, I think their defense has stayed a little bit too stressed, and this is kind of why. Pigeon, our big flip reset makes it look nice and simple, and there's just no one up challenging quick enough, and then Spacey and Parks both go, and there's just no one left.
Pigeon showcasing his mechanical prowess, and we're getting a lot of that here in round 1, and Southern Indiana gonna have to find a way to deal with it and find a way to withstand the pressure that it continues to build. Another one from Pigeon, no good. Spacey will fend that one off for now. 3 minutes to go. The Screaming Eagles need 1.
Yeah, Pigeon not giving up here through the corner. Will steal that boost away. Ends up booming this one back towards Gad. He'll have to take it off the backboard, dodging that bump. It was a good idea there from Parks, and now this one will go right by Spacey off the pinch. Parks will try and take this one away from him, getting challenged well by Ability. You can see both these teams trying to limit as much possession as they can with their opposition.
At halftime, here in game number 3, the Screaming Eagles trail 1. Their offense still was seen a couple of goals, and they had a high-scoring affair last game, so they know it's more than possible to score more than one time. An opportunity for Jonah there gone by the wayside, and now a 2-minute warning fastly approaching, and again, Jonas, the Screaming Eagles offense has to find a way to score.
Yeah, they really do. We need to see that offense stay hot, and obviously need to see some changes for the defense. But if your defense isn't going to be able to match up with the offense that JMU provides, your offense is going to have to pick up the slack. So we'll see if the Eagles can do that here in game number 3. Parks 50'd well. Not going to be able to grab that mid boost. Still has enough left, maybe for a reset. No, fakes it for Jonah, but Pigeon was all over it for the clear.
Yeah, I think at this point in the series, the Eagles are going to have to win with their offense. Their defense clearly can't match the level of JMU's offense. So I think if you're going to win this battle, it's going to have to come from the offensive end. So I think they've realized that at this point, because they're starting to get a little bit more aggressive and attack in the deeper third. So if their offense can find a break or two, they could be in business.
Yeah, 100%, but not a lot of time remaining to pick up this one. That's a good demo from Spacey, but no one on the follow-up. Spacey goes right by. Gad takes out another. It'll be Ability on it for the Dukes. Gets it middle to Pigeon. No, Ability will just take it himself. Gets it through all of the Screaming Eagles. It's 3-1.
The Screagles can't buy a save. Ability just continuing to find his way over the last couple of defenders. 58 seconds to go. The lead out to 2.
I mean, it just makes it look so smooth and simple here, Nation. I mean, you know, a tournament game against obviously one of the best teams in CCS, and just slicing and dicing through everyone to add on one more. And now approaching 45 seconds left here in regulation, and Southern Indiana, they need 2, and they don't have a lot of time to do it. Here's a look for Parks, and we see down low the demo attempt coming through. No good. Pigeon wants to add on another reset, saved by Spacey.
And these extra touches are, getting Southern Indiana's defense out of touch. I think that's been a problem so far. Trying to, again, another second touch there for Gad, and the holes continue to open for the JMU offense, because they're beating out the Screagles defense with the extra touches, and that's setting up that next man of the offense to score, and hence why they've had a lot of high-scoring games here in round 1 so far. But now you're down 0-3 going into game 4. Something massively has to change to find a break.
Yeah, there needs to be a lot of changes, and unfortunately for Southern Indiana, that's more changes that they might just not be able to have in store, as coming back 3-0 seems nearly impossible.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, winning a series in the tournament, no easy feat either, Jonas, and everybody knows that. No matter what seed you are, winning in this tournament is difficult. Tournament's unforgiving. It's single elimination. Your season can be looking great one day, and the next night it can be looking in jeopardy. And right now, the Screagles season now in jeopardy, down 0-3.
Yeah, and James Madison, I mean, they're just looking to clean it up as usual. They're looking to move on to that next round, and the next round after that, Southern Indiana, they have one last chance, Nation, to stop them. Backs are against the walls. We'll see what the Screaming Eagles can do.
Their season was looking really, really good. Again, only one loss all year. It came to Louisiana back in week 2, and then they had that defeat in the tournament final, and a double flip reset for Pigeon at third. Didn't get it, but that one no good. He was trying to showcase a huge shot there in round 1.
And I think the biggest thing we're already starting to see, Nation, we see this all the time from a lot of the higher level teams. When they get content, they go up 3-0, 2-0. You start to see them get content, focus more on those mechanics. They let their positioning down a little bit. They let their guard down, but that's a huge reset must-see for Pigeon off target. But you can see it almost looks like James Madison are trying to have more fun at this point.
Yeah, that was on. Oh, Pigeon's out of here. He got kicked, I think.
Oh.
Did the glitch get him?
No, we just don't like him.
Referee must have penalized him. He's back in the lobby. Where's the ref at? Is 4:10 to go. I think he got the lobby glitch. He got kicked out. We're back to even play, though. 3-on-3.
Yeah, Screaming Eagles weren't quite able to take advantage on those about 15 seconds that Pigeon was gone, and now Ability looking to turn one in. Pigeon back in effect. Backboard double, puts it down and saved by Spacey. A great stop there. And now Ability's pre-jumping the far side of the field, can't make contact.
I think if Southern Indiana's going to win, I think you have to hold JMU to 0 goals.
Uh-oh.
And that's already not a great start. 3:38 to go. There's the first.
Yeah, I think we really are just seeing the mechanical play being emphasized, but you're still going to take a freebie if it's given to you, an ability doing exactly that.
1-0. I think that's got to be the only goal you allow if you're Southern Indy to have a chance to fight back in this and get to Game 5. We'll see if a 15 seed can get a game.
We're going to have to see. Pigeon dunk there by Jonah. He could be a good turnaround. Spacey, good outpace. The net is wide open, and this one will just drop in. You can see James Madison, those rotations getting caught way out. Gav was the only one back, couldn't reach another touch, and there's just no one left home.
Well, the Screaming Eagles on the board. They've scored every single game, Jonas. It's not like they're getting killed. I mean, they're fighting pretty closely with JMU. It's just their defense can't hold the line for their offense to have a chance to win.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the difference between a mid-caliber defense and an extremely high-caliber offense that, I mean, we've seen James Madison sport all season long, and it's not easy to try and shut down by any means. I mean, we've seen some of the best in CCS struggle to shut down this offense from the Dukes, and now the Eagles have to do it to try and protect their season. Might be a good look here. Gad still finding a touch out. We'll see if the offense can take advantage here for USI.
Both these teams have had stellar seasons, but, one must come to an end tonight. Pitch it. Denied by Jonah. Rebound for Gad is good for 2.
And that is just that's just picture perfect right there. Top left corner, bar down. You cannot place it better than that, and the Dukes up 1.
First 2-15 seed of this tournament features these two teams. Radford Quinnipiac will be the next one on Tuesday night at 8 Eastern. We'll see if that Quinnipiac can pull off an upset as a 15 seed, but back to action here. Jonas, halfway through Game 4. This could be the final 2:30 of the Screaming Eagles season.
Yeah, very well could be. I mean, we need to see this team speed up, Nation. We really do. Here's a good look. Parks can't put it away. Had low boost. It was a tough ball to reach, but you need to be putting those away at the situation. Now, Pigeon might have another look. He goes over 2, doubles it down towards the corner. Not maybe where he wanted to place that one, but USI missing out on a big chance.
And now one-on-one. Gad's in isolation. Couldn't get the shot off, though, for the offense. That would had to be a look there if you're the Screaming Eagles. And Gad now over to a teammate Pigeon, a little bit overshot, as Parks will clear the paint for now. But Jonas, a minute 55 to go. The Screaming Eagles need something soon.
Yeah, you really do. And, they're running out of time, running out of chances, but you got to feel that James Madison might just give him an extra one. Again, we're seeing a lot of pre-jumps. We're seeing a lot of those heavy mechanical aerials as Pigeon reset. Here's a great pass. Middle ends up scraping ability while he was going for the shot. It's no good now. Gad first in line will take a good 50. Pigeon looking for his way out. He goes right by. It's now a 2v1. Gad instant challenge, finds a stop. Jonah is there off the post and in. We're tied at 2.
Well, there it is. 1:22 to go. They're back to level. Spacey finds Jonah up top, and Pigeon couldn't get there in time. And this has to be the look, Jonas. This has to be the chance they get to Game 5.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, this is all they got left. They got to leave it all out on the field now. But James Madison, they're going to be looking to develop that third goal very, very quickly. Gad down to the sidewall. Parks lobs it up. Pigeon's going to be there first. Booms it away. Finds ability. Looking for that sidewall. Double ends up throwing in middle. Gad can't find a touch. Could be a chance. Gad a good block. Now blocking Parks as well. Ability looking for another read. This one no boom. Parks will eventually turn in the clear for the Screagles, but see James Madison, they're not exactly working their way towards the goal. Let's put it that way, Nation.
Yeah, they're still very content, it looks like, with their mechanics. I think they're trying to hit something disgusting to close this series out, but you have to score again to win this series, so they know that. They're going to, again, if this goes to overtime, I feel like it might favor the Screagles, as JMU clearly has no interest in scoring a normal goal.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of lateral movement here. That's a big bump. It's off target. Jonah, put it away, kid. He's dancing in front of the goal line. No, it's not in.
And Jonah turned off the ball when he had a free open net to put it away. Now 18 to go. Pitch has got a bump. No help, though. The clear is good.
Now Spacey's on it. Jonah's lurking down towards the corner. He's eyeing down Gad. No good ability. Will pick up ball and boost here. Can he get around Parks? No. Pigeon, he's next. Misses the scoop. Gad taking his time, just looking to maybe take it to OT. No, it's still alive. Ability towards his own net. Pigeon almost. What are they doing?
A little bit of troll now. Overtime. This is the best look the Screaming Eagles have had to win a game in the tournament. Parks with 0. Gonna take his sweet time. The 50 out to Spacey. Now Screaming Eagles offense able to establish in purple territory. Gad off the ceiling, has some help from Pigeon. And now here comes the transition.
Good first touch from ability. Musty weakly on target, saved away. Gad will be next. He's looking for Pigeon off the pass. Snaps into the backboard. He's eyeing the double. No, he goes right by ability. Now you can just see him lob it up towards the corner. James Madison, they need to find this third goal. It's not over yet, guys.
It's Jonah towards the right wall. Low 50 loss now. Ability back in control. We saw him go big earlier for the Dukes. Now the Screaming Eagles defense. If you're going to hold the line, it has to be here to extend this series 5 more minutes. Now Pigeon, quick reset. We'll get back to it. Taken away by Spacey. Gap for the win is good. The Dukes will move on.
And Gad will turn in the finisher, and the Gad gang, the Gad fam in chat, got to be more than happy to see that as finally turning one in here. It took about a minute of OT, but still got the job done.
And the Dukes will dance once more to round 2. They'll get the winner of Texas A&M or Robert Morris. What a start to the tournament. Jonas, number 2, JMU, dominant over 15-seeded Southern Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say we didn't exactly expect a sweep here or a James Madison victory, but ultimately did not see enough from the Screaming Eagles tonight. It's unfortunate to see their season end here, but that's the way it works in this tournament.
That it is. And, you know, for me, Jonas, look at what Southern Indiana has done. They'll be back. They will. Now they know what the tournament's like. They're going to want it, back. Their seeding was affected from the loss. They know they can play better. They know they can do better. They'll be back.
Yeah, 100%. I'm looking forward to seeing them. I want hopefully seeing them in the summer, maybe in the fall as well. I mean, this is a team who can do damage. Obviously, as a 15 seed, running into teams like James Madison, it doesn't do you any favors. Hoping next season they come back, really perform, they win out in their conference, and they really show that they can be that top level team. Maybe they make it through that first round. Maybe they make it further.
We'll have to wait and see what the storyline for the Screaming Eagles looks like in the future, but right now their season has come to an end. But JMU will extend their season 1 week more. They'll play next Friday, April 25th, and the round of 32. We'll see you guys there tomorrow night, 11 Eastern. Missouri, number 1, out of the South Region. South Region action continues, takes on 16 seed Stephen F. Austin from the Southland. We'll see you guys later. So long from the CCS Championships.